Hello, everyone. Group 9 will present to you the Project Management Professional or PMP Project Management Cycle. This is a complete framework for successfully completing projects using structured process groups and knowledge areas that follow the Project Management Institute or PMI standards. The goal of this presentation is to help us understand how each phase of the PMP cycle, from initiation to closing, ensures that projects are planned, carried out, and monitored in a way that helps them reach their goals. The Project Management Institute, or the PMI, defines this cycle as a standard that is recognized all over the world and makes sure that all industry uses it in the same way with the same level of quality. Project managers can better control scope, cost, quality, and risks by following these structured steps. In this presentation, we will look at the five main process groups: initiating, planning, executing, monitoring and controlling, and closing. We'll talk about their main tasks and best practices. Let's start with the initiation phase, which is where every successful product starts. Before we get into the details of the PMP project management cycle, let's first talk about what we want to learn in this presentation. First, we want to find the five groups of processes. So by the end of this presentation, we should be able to name and describe each process group and know how they all work together over the course of a project. Second, we'll learn what each process is for. This means explaining how important each group is to the project success from start to finish. The third goal is to use the PMP ideas. We'll learn how to turn theoretical ideas about project management into useful tools for real organizational projects and training programs. And lastly, we'll look at how well the project went. This means using performance metrics and lessons learned to judge how well a project went and keep making it better. Now that we know what we want to achieve, let's move to learning about the main parts of the PMP project management cycle. The Project Management Professional or PMP framework breaks down project tasks into five process groups that are all connected. These groups are like a map that shows how to get from the idea stage to the finished stage of a project. Each process group has its own goal, but they're all linked together. This means the success of one phase depends on how the previous one was done. The first group is called initiating. This is where the project gets the go ahead and the goals and scope are clearly spelled out. The next step is planning, where we make a detailed plan that shows the project scope, schedule, cost, and plans for dealing with risks. This step is the most important part of the whole project. In the executing phase, you do and manage the work that was planned. It's where plans become real. The monitoring and controlling group is also ensuring the progress is tracked, reviewed, and controlled. They make changes as needed to keep the project on track with its goal. Finally, we reach the closing phase, where the project is officially finished, deliverables are turned in, and the lessons learned are written down so that they can be used to make things better in the future. These five process groups work together to create a structured and ongoing cycle that helps projects succeed by promoting discipline, flexibility, and responsibility. The initiating process group is where every project that work starts. It's about laying the groundwork, officially starting the project, and making clear what needs to be done. The project charter is the main thing to work on right now. It gives a project manager the power to use the company's resources. It also explains the project's business case, high level needs, and what it takes to be successful. The key activities in this process include developing the project charter with sponsor approval, identifying key stakeholders and understanding their interests, defining the initial scope and objectives, and establishing project authority and boundaries. The project charter and stakeholder register are the most important things that come out of this phase. These two marks official start of the project and ensure that everyone knows what the project is for and what is expected of them. After this base is built, the project goes into planning phase, where detailed plans are made. Once a project has started, we go into two main groups of processes: planning and executing. These stages work together to make sure the project is ready and goes smoothly. In the planning process group, We make a full project management plan that explains how the project will be carried out, watched, and controlled. These phases all about making a strong plan for success. Some of the core components developed during this planning include the scope, baseline, and work breakdown structure, the schedule with critical path, budget and cost estimates, risk response strategies, and communication and quality management plan. These plans make sure that every aspect of the project is clear and measurable before execution begins. We move into the executing process group after the plan is approved. This is where the work gets done. We plan how to direct and manage project work, coordinate resources, and involve stakeholders. The main activities include managing team performance, implementing quality assurance, acquiring and developing resources, and maintaining strong stakeholder engagement to keep communication open and strong alignment. In short, planning sets the course and execution follows it. These two phases work together to ensure the project is well planned and well executed. Once the project execution is underway, the next important steps are monitoring and controlling, and then closing. These steps ensure the project stays on track and ends well. The first thing to do is monitor and control the project work. The project manager tracks the performance on how well the project is going compared to the set baselines, which include scope, schedule, and budget. To make sure the project stays on track with its goal, any variances or issues that come out are dealt with thorough corrective actions. The next step to do is integrate change control. This process includes looking over and approving all requests for changes and making the necessary revisions to the project documents. It ensures that every project is evaluated for its impact to the project goals, which keep things consistent and under control throughout the process. Finally, we get to closing, which is the official end of the project or a big part of it. All of the project tasks are done, the deliverables are given to the stakeholders, and they formally agree to them. Writing down what you learned is also part of this stage, and these lessons will be useful for future projects. The PMBOK knowledge areas provide the foundation for effective project management. These 10 areas represent the specialized expertise that supports all five process groups, from initiation to closing, ensuring that every dimension of a project is managed comprehensively. Each knowledge area focuses on a specific aspect of project management. Together, they help integrate people, processes, and performance to achieve project goals efficiently. Some of the key areas include integration management, which ensures all project components work together cohesively, scope, schedule, and cost management, which define what needs to be done, when it needs to be completed, and within what budget. And lastly, quality and resource management, focusing on maintaining standards and optimizing the use of people, materials, and equipment. We also have communications management and stakeholders management, which deal with effective coordination and engagement among all parties. Finally, risk, procurement, and schedule management ensure that uncertainties, vendor contracts, and timelines are well controlled throughout the project. These 10 knowledge areas form an integrated framework, ensuring that every aspect of a project is aligned, monitored, and delivered successfully according to PMI standards. To better understand how the PMP framework is applied in real scenarios, let's look at a case study, the Digital Training Project. In this example, a company aims to train 100 employees in digital project management within 90 days following the PMP process groups for structured and successful delivery. The project begins with the initiating phase, where a training charter is developed. These documents outlines the project goals, a $50,000 budget, and a clear success metrics. Key stakeholders such as HR, department heads, and the trainees are identified to ensure alignment. During execution, 16 interactive sessions are conducted, about 2 per week. Training Trainers manage participant engagement, attendance tracking, and course materials. Meanwhile, under monitoring, weekly feedback surveys are collected, and performance is tracked using pre and post tests. The goal is 30% improvement in participant understanding with adjustments made based on feedback. Finally, in the closing phase, the project concludes with a 92% attendance rate, 89 certificates issued, and a documentation of lessons learned. The success is celebrated with all stakeholders, reinforcing organizational learning and improvement for future programs. This case study demonstrates how the PMP process groups, from initiation to closing, provide a structured and measurable approach to achieving project success, even in short term, skill based initiatives like corporate training. To wrap up our session, we'll engage in a few reflection and discussion activities that will help us connect the PMP project management cycle to our own experiences and projects. The first activity is a personal project reflection. Think about a recent project you've been a part of, either at school, in work, or even a community setting. Ask yourself, which PMP process group was managed most effectively? Were there any gaps or missed opportunities? And based on what you've learned from this session, what improvements would you recommend for future projects? The second activity is a collaborative planning exercise. In a small group of three or four, we'll design a mini project plan. For example, organizing a student network event. You'll apply all five process groups, create a simplified project charter, identify at least three key risk with mitigation strategies, and map out your primary stakeholders. This will help you practice applying PMP principles in real planning scenario. Third activity focuses on application to learning projects. We'll reflect on how understanding the PMP cycle can change the way we manage learning initiatives or team projects. Consider how these frameworks can improve your planning, execution, and evaluation of future educational or organizational effort. Think of one specific way you'll apply this knowledge moving forward. These reflection activities are designed to bridge theory and practice, helping us internalize the PMP framework not just a concept, but as a real world tool for effective project leadership. As we conclude our presentation on the PMP project management cycle, let's review our key takeaways, the main lessons that summarize what we've learned. First, it's important to master the framework. The five PMP process groups: initiating, planning, executing, monitoring and controlling, and closing provide a structured and proven roadmap for managing any type of project from start to finish. By mastering this framework, we gain both clarity and confidence in leading successful projects. Second, we must integrate the knowledge areas. There are 10 knowledge areas that cover everything from scope and schedule to quality, risk, and stakeholder management. Success in project management comes from balancing and integrating these areas throughout the project life cycle to ensure comprehensive and cohesive management. And lastly, apply and adopt. PMP principles are flexible. They can be scaled, tailored to fit any project context, whether it's for training, events, or organizational initiatives. The key is knowing how to adapt these standards to meet the unique needs of your project environment. To support this framework, we've referenced key resources such as the PM Book Guide 7th edition, as well as Kersner, Turner, and Gidok and Clements, which provide deeper insights into project planning, execution, and control. In conclusion, the PMP framework is more than just a methodology. It's a mindset. It's a mindset for achieving excellence in project delivery. By mastering the process groups, integrating knowledge areas, and adapting the principles to real world contexts, we can ensure every project we lead is purposeful, strategic, and successful. Thank you, and we hope this presentation has inspired you to apply the PMP cycle in your own professional and academic projects.